Dear students, I have come with a new module, that is misrepresentation. Now, what is misrepresentation? This is an essential element for a valid contract. Whatever the terms and conditions we are entering into, both the parties should agree on the same sense in the same manner. So that is consensus of addendum is very important. So if somebody is misrepresenting the facts, then it will have problems for the legal validity of the contract. So that is what we are going to learn in this module. So what is the meaning of misrepresentation? Misrepresentation is a representation that is falsely made. It can be about the age, it can be about the price, it can be about the title, it can be about the signature, it can be about the deed, it can be about the amount, anything. So representation is a statement of fact. See, when you are saying that the price of the article is this much, that is the actual value you are telling. When you are entering into contract, it's very important. So you have to tell the actual facts and figures. Innocent representation is called the misrepresentation. There are two types of representation. One is innocent misrepresentation. Second is willful representation. So innocent representation is a misrepresentation and a willful representation is a fraud. So both has got different legal consequences when we are entering into a contract. So let us start with the example. So what is innocent misrepresentation? That is, Mr. A sold a car with the claim that it's run only for 1000 kilometers. Actually, it was 1100 kilometers. This is a minor mistake, 100 kilometers extra. It's not going to change the price of the car. Second one is Mr. A sold the car with the claim that it's run only for 1000 kilometers. Actually, it was 10,000 kilometers. So you can see the difference between both the aspects. One is 1000 to 1100. That is innocent. You are not telling the exact reading. Whereas 1000 to 10,000 is a huge difference. Then it will become a fraud. So now let us see the differences between fraud and misrepresentation. So first is intention. Why you are entering into an fraud? Fraud meaning the intention is to cheat somebody, whereas misrepresentation is innocent. Sometimes you read it by mistake or you're saying something by mistake. It's not willful. The intention is not to cheat anybody. So that is an innocent misrepresentation of fact is misrepresentation. Now, what will be the consequences? So in the case of fraud, the affected party can avoid the contract and sue for damages. When you are entering into contract, believing somebody's representation, so if they're giving wrong information, so they can avoid the contract and sue for damages. Whereas misrepresentation, damages is not possible. So that they will accept, both the parties will accept. Then they will decide whether they are going ahead with the contract or not. Now, what is the intention? So fraud, the party who's entering into contract, he is giving the representation, does not believe it to be true. He is quite aware that he is making a wrong statement. He is inducing the party to enter into contract through his false statement. Whereas in misrepresentation, the party believes it to be true. So that is why he is making that statement. The age of the person or the age of the building or the kilometers run by the car or the accident history of the car, anything. He is innocent. He doesn't want to cheat anybody. The intention is not to cheat anybody. Now, criminal law. What is the effect of criminal law? In the case of fraud, criminal law, Indian Penal Code will consider it as cheating. Whereas misrepresentation in the criminal law or the Indian Penal Code will not consider it as cheating. So the consequences of legal effects will be minor in the case of misrepresentation, but it will be very high in the case of fraud. Now, what are the requirements for misrepresentation? When they will distinguish, the act will distinguish between fraud and misrepresentation. So fraud has serious consequences, misrepresentation has less consequences. So first one is representation of material fact. How you represent things. Sometimes you are desperate to enter into contract. So you are saying something extra things you are adding to that person to enter into contract. That is how you are representing the things. Second point is expression of opinion is not misrepresentation, even if it turns out to be wrong. In a marriage proposal, you know the person as a bride or groom or the person you have suggested is a good person. So you are giving your expression of opinion. Whereas after marriage, it proved to be wrong. But that is expression of opinion is not misrepresentation. You are just expressing your opinion. According to you, this is your opinion. But even if it turns out to be wrong, then you are not held responsible for that. Next is misrepresentation must have induced the contract. You are telling something. So the age of the person, the capability of the person, or anything like that to enter into contract. The misrepresentation, your extra statements that is making the other party to enter into contract. Next is misrepresentation must be before concluding the contract in order to induce the other party to contract. So you are adding extra points for that contract. Sale of a car, you are telling that lady driven car, accident free car, so lucky car. So this extra things you are saying that is inducing the other party to enter into contract. Next is misrepresentation is made with the intention that it should be acted upon by the person to whom it is addressed. So you are making that statement. So you are encouraging a person to join a company as an employee. So you're telling that I am working here with so many years. I don't have any problem. So you join this company. Management is good. See, incentives are good. Salary is good. Benefits are good. So misrepresentation is made with the intention that it should be acted upon by the person to whom it is addressed. You are encouraging the person to join the company where you are working. Now, misrepresentation is made without any intention to deceive the other party. See, the intention is not to cheat the party. You're trying to help somebody to get married, to get into a job, to buy a car, to buy an apartment, anything like that. You're inducing the other party to enter into contract. Next is misrepresentation need not be made directly to the contracting party. You can send the other party who is investigating. See, in the case of marriage proposals and all, the family members will inquire. So if it is my student, then they will ask. I will give my opinion based on how they used to behave in the class, how I know them as a student. So it is not, I am not directly making a statement to the parents who are looking for the marriage proposal, but some of the family members, some of them whom I know, they are asking me. So I am expressing my opinion. So that is why misrepresentation need not be made directly to the contracting party. I am just giving my opinion. Then a wrong statement made to third person with the intention of communicating to the contracting party also amounts to misrepresentation. But if I know that the student, he's substance abuse, he is using that, I know that when he was as a student, he entered into so many problems as a student. That meaning I cannot hide that fact. I have to reveal that because it's a serious thing that will affect the decision. So a wrong statement made to third person when a family member is inquiring about a boy or a girl who was my student, then if I know something valuable, something genuine, I have to tell them because my opinion, they will consider it as a teacher and then that will induce them to enter into contract. So this other party also amounts to misrepresentation. Anybody from the family, if they are asking about that, so it is my duty to reveal the actual facts and figures. Intentionally, I cannot do that. Intentionally, I cannot hide a genuine thing that will prevent them from entering into contract. Now, suppression of material facts is also misrepresentation. Suppressing material facts. When somebody is asking for the opinion, I have to remember, or we have to remember that if it's a material fact that will affect their contract, so this is our duty to tell them that misrepresentation, whatever we know. See, the idea is not to cheat anybody. Intention is not to cheat anybody. Whatever our genuine opinion we are telling. So try to be honest in that dealing. So that is how then it will be considered as misrepresentation as not as fraud. Okay, now we have to see what are the consequences of misrepresentation. See, if any contract entered into through misrepresentation, what the parties can opt for. What is the next step that you mean by consequences of misrepresentation? So 2-3 options are there. First one is avoid or cancel the contract. If you believe that you are not going to go ahead with that contract, either you can avoid the contract or you can cancel the contract. This is allowed as per the Indian Contract Act. Otherwise, accept the contract with the condition. Now, what is the condition? But insist that he shall be placed in the position in which he would have been if the representation made had been true. See the kilometer run by the car, 11,100. Actually, it is 1,100. So that difference will be there. So that meaning whatever the material fact should be true as per that decision or as per that word, we will go ahead with the contract. So that is left to the parties. So consequences of misrepresentation, either he can avoid the contract, affected party can avoid the contract, or he can cancel the contract, or he can accept the contract with the condition that whatever misrepresentation is made, that should be true. The true fact has to be incorporated in the contract. Then they can proceed with the contract. So these are the consequences of misrepresentation. So this is what I want to explain in this module. Happy learning. Thank you.